Hello, happy travelers. Welcome. Yep.
Why does this always go poorly for us? Good afternoon, happy travelers.
Welcome back to our Iceland camper van road trip. In our last video, we explored the south of Iceland. We just left and headed over into the Eastern Fjords.
It is quite a different world out here. Very, very dramatic mountains.
Our first stop was to Vestrahorn Mountain on the southern end of the Eastern Fjords. After paying a small entry fee, we drove to one of the most beautiful black sand beaches we had ever seen.
This place is pretty incredible. This gigantic mountain just ends right at the ocean. I don't know where you'd find a place like this anywhere other than Iceland. It's pretty insane.
I think we got a few good photos out of that.
It was really fun. Definitely chilly, but we're the only ones here. Once again in Iceland, which is just crazy.
It's beautiful, so worth it.
We flew the drone for a little bit and it was just insane and beautiful. And I think there's a little Viking village off to the side that we might go try to take a couple pictures of real quick before we get back on the road. Just left Vestrahorn.
And we've just come across this lighthouse that's orange. All the lighthouses here are very colorful. It looks very Wes Anderson.
We've also seen a ton of wildlife in like the first half hour of this drive. We saw a big herd of caribou and hundreds of swans or white gooses that are just hanging out on the coast.
I think they're called geese.
Good point.
Gooses.
I should have practiced my grammar before we started a YouTube channel.
It's probably true.
Hello, welcome to my crib.
You look like a fisherman, so this isn't completely out of place for you.
Gordon's fisherman.
We had a lot of fun running around and taking photos at this lighthouse, but oh man, it is cold. So we're headed back to the car and we're gonna continue along the coast a little further.
So far the drive in the Eastern Fjords has been pretty spectacular. The ring road winds in and out of the fjords and it's just more and more dramatic, crazy mountain peaks. It's pretty incredible.
This drive has been very, very beautiful. I think this is probably the most scenic part of the ring road that we've seen so far. We stopped real quick just to stretch our legs and go check out this waterfall that's right off the side of the road. We have made it to the town of Stokksnes. So we actually tried really hard to learn a couple Icelandic words before we came, but it is one of the hardest languages to learn, so.
It's super hard. There are letters that don't exist in the English language, literally.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Something fjorder.
Anyways, we're here at a campsite, but we are both very hungry, so we're gonna hop in the back and make some dinner.
We also didn't mention that I'm gonna be putting on Christmas carols soon because it is snowing big fat snowflakes outside.
In case you're wondering what it looks like to cook in a camper van when it's too cold to cook outside, let me give you a little inside scoop. Kelly is in the front seat because there's not enough room for both of us. We have our pasta boiling on our little 1-burner stove, and this is my cooking station. You gotta do what you gotta do. We're having pasta for dinner tonight. It's one of the easiest meals that we can make, and we love to do it while we're camping. But the key is you gotta doctor it up with lots of good veggies. So we have zucchinis and mushrooms and garlic, and we bought some bratwursts that were pre-cooked. We checked those in there as well.
It's hailing.
What the hail?
I'm glad we have this cozy camper van. We're not in a tent or something.
This camper has a little heater, which is really awesome, so we're gonna crank that up. It works off an RV battery, so even when the car's not on, you can still have heat.
That has been a lifesaver. And now we feast.
Dinner is ready, looking pretty good.
Now we feast.
We also picked up a couple drinks at duty free.
I've said now we feast.
I think she's hungry. We picked up a couple drinks at duty free, and this beer, Einstock, is super tasty. I highly recommend it.
Pro tip, alcohol is very expensive in Iceland and you can't just get it at the grocery store. There's a special liquor store called Vinbuden, but it's actually a lot cheaper to get at the airport at duty free, and the duty free store at the airport is freaking huge. So pick up all your alcohol there and it'll save you bunches of money.
Let's eat.
Now we feast.
So after dinner we got a little bit of work done, but it is getting kind of late. So now we're gonna go ahead and change the van into a bed.
Good morning, happy travelers. It's snowing again outside, but that's okay. It's nice and cozy inside the van. Slept actually surprisingly well in the van, but now we're gonna have some instant oatmeal and some coffee and then get on our way again.
A very short drive down the road, we have come to a really cool orange lighthouse.
Pretty much all the lighthouses in Iceland are very colorful. I suspect it's so you can see them better from the ocean, but I'm not sure. But it makes them very Instagrammable.
So we're gonna head down there and take a couple pics. The lighthouse was just a short hike and it was really cool. I think we got some pretty cool photos, but it was very cold and windy, so it did not last very long.
I have 2 complaints about Iceland. Number 1, it's really cold and I just don't do well in cold. And number 2, there's too many awesome things to see, so
you can't get anywhere.
We have to get out of the car every like 5 miles because there's something cool to see.
Why you gotta be so beautiful, Iceland? But now we're gonna get back on the road and hopefully make it a little further down the coast.
Pretty much in a full-blown snowstorm now. We're coming to the northern end of the Eastern Fjords and it's been snowing pretty much all day. I'm kind of missing the views. They were amazing yesterday, but now everything's pretty much all white. Hopefully this blows through quickly.
That's one thing about Iceland is the weather can change at any time. So this snow could be gone and it could be nice and warm in like the next 20 minutes.
In a little detour off the ring road to see a couple of things and it turned to dirt. There's a very high cliff. So it's a little, how do you say, sketchy? It's okay though. I think it's just scarier when you're not the driver because you don't have control over it. Wah wah. I wanted to go see the lighthouse.
So we continued along on the drive. The elevation climbed quite a bit and now we're up in the mountains that are just covered in snow and it is much colder.
I wonder how many times in these vlogs we have said that it's cold here in Iceland. Very cold out. I'm so cold.
Very cold.
We've been cold, still very cold. It's very cold outside.
Pretty cold out there.
So it got pretty cold. It's officially cold.
Oh man, it is cold.
Did you know that it's cold in Iceland? Wow. I guess it's good. There's not a lot of
attractions to stop at to get out of the car and everything.
More of just a scenic drive. We did find this really nice little red hut on the side of the road, so that's why we're stopped at right now.
But our next stop is a little town called Seydisfjordur, which is supposed to be at the end of a very nice drive, and part of where they filmed Walter Mitty, which is one of my favorite movies. We're going up and over a pass to a little town called Seydisfjordur. We're very high up now, and there's ice on the road, and that's making me a little bit nervous. Oh boy. You got this.
Piece of cake.
To Seydisfjordur, and it's super cute. It's not on the ring road. There's only one road in and out. I feel like in the winter that would be really hard.
I'm sure they're used to it here. There's also a ferry that lands in Seydisfjordur, and that will go to, was it Denmark?
There was one to Denmark and one to the Faroe Islands. That's pretty cool.
So it's a pretty big town because of the transport in and out of here.
One of the coolest things about this town is this rainbow walkway to this cute church. We made it to our campsite for tonight. We are near a lake, a little bit windy, but at least it's not snowing like it was yesterday. And the bathrooms are open, which is great. That usually means that the campground is open though, so we may have to pay for tonight, which I'm not sure who we pay because there's no one here. If the campground is open, you have to pay per person, unfortunately, and it ends up being like $10 to $15 per person, which kind of sucks, but it's okay, it's fine. Not a big deal.
This morning we had plans to hike to the Hengefoss waterfall, but when we woke up there was snow everywhere and the wind was blowing, and we decided that that wasn't a good idea anymore. The visibility was not looking good, so
we wouldn't be able to see anything anyways. Bummer, because that looked like a cool one.
Yeah, it really did, but we've headed back to town, and now we are gonna head into the north. So I think that's gonna be it for this video, and we'll make a new one continuing on our road trip as we explore the northern part of Iceland. Be sure to subscribe so you can check out the rest of our journey, and thanks so much for watching.
This is Kelly and Kevin from the Aqua Tourists. Peace out.
Oh my God.
Nope. Or he needs to listen to me better, which is probably more likely.
What'd you say?
My wife says I don't listen or something like that.
Go ahead. So we're sitting in the camper van right now.
The real life camping experience. Drying our clothes on the dashboard.
And what else I want to say? So we're gonna hop in the back, cook up some dinner. Yeah. So it was a great drive.
Jesus Christ.
I got this down. I just have to think. So now we are going to go ahead and change the bed. Now we're gonna go ahead and change the van into a bed. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. This is Kelly and Kevin. Yeah, Kelly. I was gonna say Kevin and Kelly.
I don't know who this chick is. Who are you?
Does it make sense to say Kelly and Kevin, or should I say Kevin and Kelly?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.